Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to Throwbacks, where we talk all things cool and retro, and welcome to the best of Star Wars edition. And we're going to start off here pretty obviously with our number 5, and I am cheating just a little bit as this is basically like a 12 for 1, but I really am thrilled to have these in the collection. The retro series from the prequel era, when they started doing these back with like A New Hope, Empire, Mandalorian and stuff like that, I was like, oh man, I just hope that they do some prequel era stuff, and here we have it. I mean, we got an awesome Jar Jar, we got a crazy cool Grievous, we got a Mace, we got all these really cool characters that, in this way of looking it's such a fantastic thing, and I'm so glad to have them. I hope we get kind of one more, kind of prequel era box. I doubt we will, but I think we got the main hitters here, so that is gonna have to be good enough for me, and it's definitely good enough to come in at number 5 for my top 5 Star Wars figures of 2024. Moving on to number 4, we're going to stick with the prequel era, but we are going to move into the Black Series with the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Darth Maul and, Sith Infiltrator? I think that's his ship, but his speeder bike thing. Does have some really cool accessories. Maul is just different enough to be dangerous. And I think they did a really good job on the speeder. They added lots of extra detail here. You can see the weathering. The padding here even has a little cushion to it, so that's very nice. You can check out the weathering here, the detail on the back. You do have an awesome little stand there. And then Maul has some really good soft good pieces, really good head sculpt on him. Has some cool stuff like his little communicator thing going on here on the side. Just a lot to be happy with in regards to this exclusive. So super happy to add this to the collection, and it's definitely worthy of a top 4, top 5 consideration here. Just for I think the value's there too. I think you have some pretty good value. Oh, we are not wanting to focus. There we go. I think we get some pretty good value here with this figure, and it's able to, if for some reason you haven't been able to get them all, you get kind of the best version of them all with a really cool accessory. So coming in at number 4 from the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Black Series, Darth Maul. Alright, we made it to the top 3, and we are going to continue at least half the trend, and that is going to be with Black Series. And this is going to be the Hammerhead from, obviously, the Cantina, looking good. This is just such a great figure. I really thought that they would kind of cheapen out on this and kind of go with just a paint by numbers from Doc Ondor, the Disney shop, Galaxy's Edge kind of exclusive Hammerhead that we got a few years back. But they definitely did not. They changed up the sculpt a lot actually on this. The painting, the weathering, the detail here on him is just absolutely outstanding. I was actually very just blown away that they went this hard on this figure. But they definitely did. They went hard on this figure, and it really shows, and it definitely has earned a spot in the top 3 of the best Star Wars figures of 2024. Alright, it's time to move into number 2, the top 2, and it was a very tough decision for me between these two. And before we get to the final 2, I do want to note, no vintage collection this go around. Pretty bummed. I tried to kind of force myself into some vintage collection choices, but I couldn't find any. There's some okay figures, but there's no outstanding figures. And honestly, with the price increase of the vintage collection, I didn't get a whole ton this year. So perhaps my opinion is skewed, but hey, at the end of the day, it's my opinion. These are the figures that I actually own, actually have hands-on experience with, so that's just how it went. So no vintage collection, kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. I gotta be honest with myself, and I gotta be honest with myself that this is clearly a top 2, and was almost my top figure of the year, but it is gonna have to settle in at number 2, and that is Joruus C'baoth from the, I think, Disney, maybe in a Hasbro too, exclusive, but this is definitely an online retail exclusive 4-pack from the Thrawn trilogy. before we had the sequels, we had the Thrawn trilogy, and obviously Sabaoth was a very pivotal point of that. So I never thought that we were going to get this figure. It just seemed like kind of this, Disney did away with the legends, and why would they want to go that route? But I guess they found out that they can make some money with the legends, and they can make some money if they do a great figure, and that is definitely what we have here with this one. We have some awesome soft goods that match up just perfectly with the plastic looks here. It's seamless, really, how they did the layers here. I think it looks really, really good with the plastic on top. The hand molds are obviously super cool, and then we got a really nice face sculpt. Obviously, it's not a real person, we're not sculpting off anybody, so that might kind of work in their favor, but all the same, they still did a great job with this beard, the face, and I think it looks very, very human. Backside, some more details there, and a nice little weathering in his hair to give him a little bit more depth, but just a super cool figure. A figure that I'm sure most of us didn't think we were ever going to get. But it does land here at number 2 on my countdown. Alright, it's go time. It's time for my number 1 figure. And this one is probably going to upset some people. They're going to say, how could this possibly be your number 1 figure? It's such a weird selection. Well, bite me. It's mine. It's my opinion. It's my channel. And that's what we're going with number 1. I don't know the technical name for it, so I'm just going to call it the white version of Ahsoka Tano from Ahsoka. Now, why is this the best? It's Ahsoka. It's an Ahsoka figure. But I think it's a lot more than that. I think we have some really, really crazy detail here. And we have some awesome belt buckles. Look at her little wrist gauntlets here up to her forearm almost. Another wrist gauntlet here. And then just the detail here on her armor on the side just has so much really cool samurai vibes. Even moving down here to her shin guards, and then on her feet, just a very samurai feel. It's almost like one of those Kotobuki type figures, but this is just what she looked like in the show, and they executed it very, very well. Some more look at the back here with the attention to detail, with her skin underneath here. Just nailed it. This blue on her lecule, I think that was lecue, whatever it's called, just pops like crazy. Just a nice silver blue, and then the silver here, and then obviously the face is just outstanding. Zero paint issues, just a super, super high speed figure, and one that when I saw it, I was like, wow, at that moment it was kind of a runaway once I got hands on this figure, and one that I honestly wasn't super thinking I was going to get. I was like, I have an Ahsoka from the show, I'm good to go. But I am glad I pulled the trigger, and there's no doubt in my mind that this is the absolute best Star Wars figure of 2024. But of course, it is just my opinion, and you have yours. So if you want to, down in the comments down below, give me your opinion. Are all mine terrible choices? Do you kind of see where I was going with some of them? And then go ahead and throw in a figure that maybe I've missed and think should be in the 2024 best figures of Star Wars. And I'd love to hear, because there's some figures I definitely didn't buy this year because I just didn't afford it, or whatever the case would be. So I'd love to hear you guys' opinion on that. So make sure to leave that in the comments down below. And while you're there, you might as well go ahead and like the video. And of course, subscribe to the channel as we post new content every single day. But for myself and Uncle BJ, it's time to go ahead and throw one back, and we'll see you all next time.